Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to back to the channel. I am your host, Celtic Fan 97, and today we bring to you CCW Dark Side Episode 2. I want to say Episode 2. Of course, this is our shortened. This is a special edition of Dark Side, as it's going to take place today on a Wednesday night instead of its usual Tuesday night, due to the fact that I missed last Friday's Fight Night stream. But don't worry, this Friday night we're gonna stream CCW Fight Night live on youtube.com/CelticFan97. But tonight we're going to bring to you an action-packed card of Dark Side, our new show, CCW Dark Side, YouTube, a pre-recorded show, as I've said in the past, with its own championships, but where you get to see a lot of the talent that we don't use on Fight Nights all the time take part in this show. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have a fantastic card for you, so let's get into it. So tonight we're going to kick things off with a 3-on-2 handicap match. Of course, the Chicken Tendy crew now have their first official win in the win column after Fight Night, when Nick E tapped out Aiden in the middle of the ring. The Chicken Tendy crew looks to take that momentum forward as Nate Dogg, David, and Ethan of the Chicken Tendy crew take on the Anarchists, Dylan and Donovan, in the 3-on-2 tag team in a 3-on-2 handicap match. Also tonight we're going to see two big men collide in the middle of the ring. Nick B and Zano go one-on-one in what should be a tremendous hoss fight between these two men. Both men looking to reestablish themselves here in the singles division in CCW. Zano, of course, this will be Zano's first appearance as a non-member of the Brotherhood. Also tonight, we're going to see Brother Matthew, one half of the Barbarians, step into the ring with Bailey in a no-holds-barred match. The Game Master James setting this match up to prepare his brother to show off what his brother can do ahead of what he calls their redemption arc, as they look to climb back up the tag team ranks here in CCW. And in the main event, this is a match built for Dark Side. Nick, 1/5 of the Chicken Tendy crew, teams with his good friend, one of his best friends, Manik, in the main event. They're going to team up tonight. Jesus. They're going to team up tonight to take on the team of JP and the YouTube wrestling champion, the ladies' man, Oscar. These two teams, of course, JP and Oscar, kind of just thrown together here as Nick, 1/5 of the Chicken Tendy crew, and Manik, the women's champion, kind of wanted to just get out and show the world that what they've been working on in the Chicken Tendy crew dojo. Well, that's our card, ladies and gentlemen. Let's kick things off right now here on CCW Darkside. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here tonight in the CCW warehouse here live in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, for CCW Dark Side Episode 2. We have a tremendous night of action, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to kick things off with the Mafia of Pro Wrestling, the Chicken Tendy crew, going kicking things off in a 3-on-2 handicap match. Of course, last week on Fight Night, on the last episode of Fight Night, the Chicken Tendy crew officially picked up its first win when Nick E tapped Aiden out in the opening match of Fight Night. Tonight, the Chicken Tendy crew look to add to their win total as they send David, Nate Dogg, and Ethan to the ring to take on former CCW Tag Team Champions Donovan and Dylan, the Anarchists, in a 3-on-2 tag match. You knew it was going to be a straight-up tag match because the Chicken Tendy crew doesn't like to play, doesn't like to mess around with the odds. They wanted to give themselves as big of an advantage as they could here tonight. So they're sending 3 men to take on the tag team of Donovan and Dylan. And if you're Donovan and Dylan, well, mostly Donovan because Dylan's a piece of shit. If you're Donovan, you know that you're going to have to work extra hard, not only because your partner is a useless piece of shit, but because you're going up against 3 very dangerous men. And, again, I'm not going to try, I can't try and put anything past Donovan and Dylan. They are former tag team champions. They are absolutely a dangerous team, mostly Donovan, but Dylan as well, a very dangerous team. But when you're in there with 3 men who are in the mafia of pro wrestling, it's going to be an uphill battle no matter what. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's send it down to ringside for ring introductions. And making their way to the ring first, of course, we have the Anarchists. In the back with the top hat on, that is Donovan. He is your reigning, defending Canadian hardcore champion. A championship not officially recognized by CCW, but a title that he has made to show that he is the craziest man, the most dangerous man in CCW. And of course, we're getting word that he will defend this championship, although it will not be in a sanctioned match. It's not a sanctioned championship, but he will defend this championship sooner or later. Of course, Dylan also coming down to the ring with him, his tag team partner. And that's as much as I'm willing to say about Dylan. Let's await the arrival of their opponents tonight. And here they come. David on the right, Nathan on the left, Ethan in the middle, the Chicken Tendy crew, the hashtag CTC, you see the uniforms on, marching down to the ring. David and Nathan, of course, the big bad bruising tag team of the Chicken Tendy crew. Unfortunately unable to capture the tag team championships on the first ever episode of Fight Night in the ladder match. And, of course, Ethan last week here on Dark Side, failing to win the YouTube Wrestling Championship in the main event, in the Triple Threat main event that we had last week here on Dark Side. Tonight, looking to get back into the winner's column and follow Nick E., Nate Dogg's brother, into the winner's column by picking up the second Chicken Tendy crew victory since the reboot of CCW. Nate Dogg and Donovan going to start things off, and ooh, double foot stomp to Donovan. And as I was talking earlier, again, if you're Donovan, a regular tag match is hard enough, having to carry around the dead weight of a useless partner like Dylan. But now it's even worse because now you're in there against 3 very dangerous men. And big neck breaker here. Ugh. And it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. In comes David, but Donovan is a very capable in-ring competitor. Dylan not so much, and I think he's proven that with his singles record on Fight Night. The only technical wins that he's had have been matches where His opponent hasn't made it to the ring, so into the cover now. David 1-2 and a kick out off the big splash, but Donovan going to have to work extra hard here tonight to defeat 3 out of the 5 Chicken Tenny crew members. Of course, Nick E will be in competition later tonight in a mixed tag match with his good friend and training partner, Manik. Daniel, the last time we saw Daniel in the CCW ring, he was being attacked by Dustin to end Fight Night. And we'll see if anything comes of that on Friday when we live stream Fight Night this Friday. Donovan now in the ring. Ooh, working over the leg of the bigger opponent. And Donovan and Dylan, they're if they were to pull off the improbable victory here tonight, as Donovan goes in the cover 1, and a kick out by David. If they were to pull off the improbable victory here tonight, one would have to think that these two men would find themselves in a potential spot, spot to potentially challenge CN Tower for the tag team titles. Again, if they were to pull off a 3-on-2 win over the Chicken Tendy crew, you'd have to think they'd be on Fight Night, at least attempting to challenge for the tag team titles. Again, never forget these two men, former CCW tag team champions, pre-rebrand era. But these two men, this tag team does have a history of gold. They did beat the longest reigning CCW tag team champions in history, Bear Brigade, Nick E and Garrett. Way long ago. Now Ethan in the cover on Donovan 1 and a kick out by Donovan. So Donovan and Dylan, the Anarchists, absolutely are only ever, I believe, one big win away from being able to step in the ring and challenge the tag team champions. And I can say that even though personally I don't like one half of this tag team. The person getting his face pounded in by Ethan. I think that these guys are only ever one win away from being serious threats in the tag team division. But as of right now, in this matchup tonight, it's pretty much gone the way as expected. The Chicken Tendy crew really keeping control of this match, but nice exploder suplex there by Dylan to Nate Dogg as Nate Dogg rolls to the outside. And I believe, so if rumors coming out of the Chicken Tendy crew locker room are to be believed, prior to Tuesday's Fight Night, Daniel, the pseudo-leader of the Chicken Tendy crew, calling a meeting in the Chicken Tendy crew locker room and really putting the message forward that the Chicken Tendy crew need to get back in the winners column. This is not what they were built to do. They were not built to lose and lose and lose. They should be running this company. And I think that really stuck with them as Nick E picked up a huge submission victory over his former friend Aiden on Fight Night in what was a tremendous matchup, a very well fought, very brutal affair, stiff strikes and submission holds and great wrestling, which finished up with Aiden tapping at the Coquina clutch. But now tonight, a different attitude really for the Chicken Tendy crew has been shown. They've been very attack-oriented, trying to make sure that they are in control of this matchup. What a move there by Ethan. And don't forget, a lot of these matches that they've lost haven't been overwhelming losses. They're not going in there and getting embarrassed in the ring. They've been very close losses. It's been, a 1 or a half second too slow on a kick out or something like that. So the Chicken Tendy crew are right there, and all 5 of them very dangerous competitors in the ring, as Nate Dogg, David, and Ethan showing tonight. And look at the frequent tags in and out. This is great strategy here by the Chicken Titty crew. Keep a fresh guy. Keep yourself fresh. Keep a fresh guy on the ring. Try not to take too much damage to one guy so that you can maintain your advantage over the course of a long matchup, especially when you're in there against former tag team champions, a tag team that really knows how to use the ring to its advantage. Ethan now going to throw Donovan back inside. Donovan going to get the hot tag to Dylan. Dylan now in the ring, and now Ethan, of course, who was in that tremendous triple threat match last week for the YouTube Wrestling Champion. Unfortunately, not successful. But tonight gets a chance at redemption. Gets a chance to get a win back. Now Ethan gonna crawl back inside the ring. Dylan gonna take advantage though. Nice exploder. And Ethan gonna roll to the corner and out of the ring. And Donovan Ethan, all on instinct perhaps, but trying to get some space between him and Donovan as Donovan tags back into this matchup. And then, big suplex on the floor. Face first goes Ethan. And now Donovan, this is where Donovan thrives, on the outside with the bending of the rules, not breaking them, maybe breaking them, but bending them to his will. Kind of the crazy, frenetic, brawling style that he brings to CCW. Ethan really not at home on the outside of this ring. Again, a very tough competitor, very tough man, but definitely not a floor brawler, even though he's showing a tremendous aptitude for it right now. He's more of a in-between the ropes kind of competitor as he throws Donovan back inside, looking to continue to punish Donovan here. Big Pele kick. Caught him on the crown of the head. What a kick. And now Ethan going to have a moment to celebrate with the fans. Tags in Nate Dogg. Nate Dogg, again, we're going to see, and Nate Dogg, Nate Dogg, a tremendous competitor in his own right, a former Intercontinental Champion here in CCW. The Intercontinental Champion becoming the Openweight Championship, as we have molded throughout the year, as we've reformed and molded throughout the years. But Nathan, a former Intercontinental Champion, had a tremendous rivalry for the Intercontinental Championship with Willie the Wheel. And now Donovan working over Nate Dogg on the outside. Oh, big leg sweep by Nate Dogg. And he's going to get back in the ring. Count of 4. And now Nate Dogg going to talk a little trash to Donovan. And Donovan going to keep his eyes on Ethan as he gets back in the ring. Big kick, big shots here delivered by Nate Dogg. Now tagging in Ethan. Oh, butterfly DDT drops Donovan in the corner of the Chicken Tendy crew. 1, 2, and a kick out by Donovan. That is Donovan's move, ladies and gentlemen. Ethan taking the move of Donovan, hitting it, and David got to get out of the ring. Count of 2 for the referee. Donovan reverses that. Big shot to the midsection. Belly to belly by Donovan. Kick keeps him down. Ethan going to try and roll to the outside. Unfortunately, can't get away. Legs screw. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a little off my game today, but. And now, going to work over the arm a little bit. And again, Ethan and the Chicken Tendy crew still fresh in this matchup. Still very, very fresh. Into the cover goes Ethan. 1, 2, and a kick out by Donovan. And Donovan showing that toughness, that little bit of crazy edge that he has. Boom! Big boot to the back. Ethan to the outside, and Ethan's going to call for it. He calls this the snapshot. Bang! Snapshot into the cover. 1, 2, 3. And a kick out by Donovan. Donovan just kicked out of the snapshot. crisply delivered by Ethan, and now Ethan gonna tag in David. And this is the warden of the Chicken Tendy crew. Big bear hug spine buster into the cover. 1, 2, 3. And the Chicken Tendy crew continue their winning ways here tonight. And a very smart strategy. Dylan, however, I think there may be some consequences for Dylan in the future. He didn't even move. He didn't even try and break up the pinfall. But a big win for the Chicken Tendy crew here tonight. Nate Dogg, David, and Ethan stand tall to open up Dark Side. And we'll see if Nick E in the main event can continue the winning ways for the Chicken Tendy crew. What a tremendous matchup, ladies and gentlemen. But we now shift our attention to two men who haven't, from three men who've seen a lot of screen time here in the rebrand of CCW, to two men who've struggled to find screen time here in CCW. Nick B and Zano, of course. Nick B, a former World Championship title contender in back in the day, former World Championship contender, had that classic rivalry with Daniel, which kind of led to the formation of the Chicken Tendy crew through the hashtag rigged family, the hashtag rigged movement and the hashtag rigged family, all the way up to the Chicken Tendy crew. Nick B kind of really was there to push that forward, and Zano as well, back in the day, one of the fixtures of CCW as a member of the Brotherhood, but now trying to find his feet, his base in a single world, in a singles division. And here comes Nick B, of course. The shirt says it all, ladies and gentlemen. This man, built like a monster, but genius, just an absolute incredibly smart man. Calls himself the Monster Mind, and he's gonna climb inside the ring. And we have not seen Nick B, I believe, since the first episode of Fight Night. I believe he was in the world title, the Canadian Championship match, but I may be mistaken. I don't have the notes here in front of me right now, but Nick B, really one of the reasons that CCW looks the way it does today is Nick B. And here comes his opponent for tonight, of course, Zano, making his way down to the ring, and these two big men gonna get it on. But Zano, of course, his first match here in CCW where he hasn't been a member of the Brotherhood. The Brotherhood, of course, he was a founding member alongside our current YouTube wrestling champion, Oscar. Those two men wrestled together in a tag team called the Brotherhood, and the Brotherhood's kind of evolved since then. But an incredible path that he's walked so far in CCW, really. But now trying to find, again, as I said earlier, trying to find his feet here in a singles division. And a win here tonight would definitely help him find his place in this singles division. Big knee, and these two big men going to start teeing off on each other. Big shots exchanged. And now Zano going to go up to the top rope. You don't often see this. Zano to the top rope, and now he's going to call Nick B to his feet. Oh, and the axe handle brought down on the top of Nick B into the cover. One, and a kick out by Nick B. And again, both of these men kind of losing their way here in CCW in a way. Really just kind of wandering alone in the abyss as of right now. No real motive, I don't know if it's a lack of motivation or or whatever it is, but these two men just kind of floundering in here in CCW. And Zano is busted open. And a really big, great showing from these guys may give them the proper, may give them the attention that they need to get back into a spot where they think that they deserve here in CCW. As Zano now continuing to work over the base of Nick B after being busted open. And look at the power of Zano into the power bomb, and then a power bomb to the outside. Nick B never been manhandled like this before. And again, think of it. When you think of early days CCW, back when we were a WWE 2K19 SmackDown Universe mode, think about the rivalries. Think about the roster back then. Nick B, what a heated rivalry he had with Daniel. And again, and that rivalry is shaped CCW as we know it. The Chicken Tendy Crew doesn't exist if the Rigged Family doesn't exist. The Rigged Family doesn't exist if the hashtag Rigged Movement doesn't exist. The Rigged Movement doesn't exist if Daniel doesn't step in the ring with Nick B and be out wrestled and win and lose all of his matches to Nick B. Nick B really a driving force as Nick B looks to powerbomb Zano into the cover. 1, 2, 3. Nick B, a huge win here on Dark Side. And just like that, Nick B proves once again why he is such a dangerous competitor here in CCW. One power bomb was all it took, ladies and gentlemen, and Zano goes down for the 3 count. I'm sure that this is not the last that we've seen of Nick B here on CCW Dark Side, and I'm very happy, ladies and gentlemen, because Nick B, the place wouldn't be the same without him. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we now turn our attention to our next contest, which, of course, tonight will be a challenge laid down by the Game Master to his brother Matthew. A no-holds-barred match, Brother Matthew versus Bailey. The Game Master James calling this a showcase match for Brother Matthew as they begin their redemption arc by going after the tag team championships. Brother Matthew and the Game Master James, of course, coming up short in that triple threat tag team ladder match for the tag team championships on the very first episode of Fight Night, of course losing the titles to CN Tower. But now looking to work their way back into that spot by showing off as much brutality as they can. And if I'm this man coming to the ring right now, Bailey, I'm expecting a long night and potentially lots of medical bills following this match here. Well, here comes Bailey making his way to the ring. The last time we saw him was, I believe, Dark Side 1 week ago when Bailey went one-on-one with Alex KOD in what was basically a showcase match for Alex. But one thing about that match, Bailey never quit. He never gave up. He fought until the bitter end. And tonight, I think he's going to do the same thing here tonight, but against a much more dangerous competitor. I think that tonight he is going to find himself in a world of hurt as he steps in the ring with Brother Matthew. And here he comes. One half of the Barbarians, Brother Matthew. Coming into the ring. One of the most physically dominant forces in CCW. We've had a lot of big men. We've had a lot of big men through this roster. Of course, you saw Nate Dogg earlier, Nate Dogg. In our previous matchup, Nick B and Zano. But I don't think any of those big men have as long of a mean streak as Brother Matthew and the Game Master, James. I don't think any one of those men have a mean streak or a physical, brutal style that compares to Brother Matthew and the Game Master, James. Here we go. Bailey giving up a lot of height, a lot of size. Getting a couple great strikes in early and DDT's Brother Matthew. And this is what I was saying, the showcase match. The showcase match tonight is supposed to be for Brother Matthew, but Bailey is not going to quit. He is not going to go quietly into the night. Abdominal stretch here by Brother Matthew. He's not going to go quietly into the night, but big hip toss by Bailey. He will not go quietly into the night. He's got a big heart, and that is one of the reasons he is a fan favorite here in CCW, as Brother Matthew goes into the cover off the suplex, but not even a 1 count. Brother Matthew, Alex learned last week that you have to rip. You have to rip. You have to claw. You have to scratch. You have to fight to put down Bailey. KOD, Alex KOD, of course, doing that last week, but Brother Matthew, I think, is in the right frame of mind tonight to put Bailey down and put him down hard, especially in a no-holds-barred environment where there are no disqualifications, no countouts, anything is legal. So at any point, big neck breaker there. So at any point, Brother Matthew could just say enough is enough, waylay this man with a steel chair, or put him through a table, put him through the gate around the fence around ringside. Oh, and what is this? Into the torture rack position. Oh, and he just powers him up and throws him down. And now went into a bear hug, but Bailey fights out of it. Bailey now. Oh, Northern Cross into the cover. 1, 2. I want a kick out. I thought Bailey was going to pull it off. Bailey was going to beat Brother Matthew. How humiliating would that be? Irish curse backbreaker. Into the pump kick. Into the cover. 1, 2. I want a kick out by Brother Matthew. Bailey. What a moment that would have been. Imagine the embarrassment Brother Matthew would have felt having to go back to the Game Master James after losing to Bailey here tonight in what was called a showcase match. And now, oh, hanging him up on the top rope and big knees to the back and the kidney area of Bailey before hitting the fall-away slam. Brother Matthew now into the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out by Bailey. And Bailey's not going to quit. As we've said already, Bailey's not going to quit. He's not going to give up. But also, Brother Matthew, if you're Bailey, you've thrown your best shot. You threw the Northern Cross, the Irish Curse backbreaker into the pump kick, and Brother Matthew still kicked out. What do you have to do? As now he's going to beat the chest of Brother Matthew I don't know how much of that's going through based on the big, thick skull that he wears on his chest. Oh, we felt that one. Punch him right in the jaw. But you've thrown your best shot at Brother Matthew. What else can you throw at him to try and keep Brother Matthew down? And now into the mount, into the ground and pound. Pulls him up. Matthew dodges that one. Big kick to the midsection. Oh, Dominator. And it's over. 1, 2, oh, what a kick out. Bailey kicked out. Bailey kicked out of the Dominator. How the hell did Bailey just... And spine buster. And I'm pulling Bailey back up to his feet. And once again, kick to the midsection. Dominator. Second Dominator into the cover. 1, 2, 3. And that's all she wrote. Brother Matthew has now brutalized and beaten Bailey. What a performance. Brother Matthew. The viciousness, the brutality on display. 2 Dominators is what it took to put down Bailey. But that's what he had to do. And god damn it, that's what he did. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a match that was. And word out to Bailey, that was a fantastic effort on his part. But Brother Matthew, just too much. And wow. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the main event. This is a match that is built. This is the type of match that is the reason that Dark Side exists. It's not a storyline match. It's not a matchup in a storyline or in a rivalry or in building to a championship victory. This is a match that the two competitors have really wanted to do. And it was a mixed tag match. Nick E and Nick E, of course, as we've said already, 1/5 of the Chicken Tendy crew, and his very good friend, one of his best friends, Manik, the women's champion. They wanted to team up. They wanted to be in a mixed tag team match. And tonight they finally get the chance to. It is Nick E and Manik taking on the YouTube wrestling champion Oscar and JP. And ladies and gentlemen, I am very excited. I think the two dynamics really work well for the two tag teams here tonight. You have the wrestling purist, you have the former martial artist Manik, the wrestling purist that is Nick E. That team taking on the brazen lucha-inspired style of Oscar and the Spitfire style that is JP. And here he comes, of course, the first man to pick up a win for the Chicken Tendy crew. Nick, he went through a brutal affair this past Tuesday, just the other day on Fight Night. He went through an absolutely brutal affair with his former friend Aiden, where he was able to tap Aiden out. Of course, this man has been on a mission to demolish the former friendships that he built. He jumped Garrett a number of weeks ago on Fight Night. Or he jumped Garrett 2 weeks ago on Fight Night. He jumped... he beat Aiden last week on Fight Night. And now he's... and now that he's really, in his eyes, put that chapter behind him, he's ready to move on, but I don't think he's fully put that chapter behind him. And tonight he's here to be in a little fun kind of mixed tag match with his good friend, the women's champion, Manik, of course, who has got a lot on her mind as she heads into Fight Night this Friday, as she's putting her women's championship on the line against Chelsea, a woman who has now pinned her, who's now pinned her last week on Fight Night, on the last episode of Fight Night, pinned her to win the six women elimination tag team match. That was the main event of Fight Night. So Manik really just kind of, I guess, using this mixed tag match to kind of get back into the winners column, get a little bit of momentum heading into Fight Night. And I mean, who can blame her? It's you know, it's definitely you definitely want to have all the momentum that you can heading into a championship match, especially if you are the champion looking to retain. But look at this tag team. What a tag team these two are. And here he comes, of course, last week, beating out Yannick and Ethan in a triple threat match to become the new YouTube Wrestling Champion. Oscar, the ladies' man, making his way to the ring. Now calling himself the face of Dark Side, and you can't really argue with him. You can't really argue with him, ladies and gentlemen. He is the new YouTube World Champion, the championship that will be exclusively defended here on Dark Side. And Oscar very proud of that fact. He is the face of the brand, and looking to pick up a second consecutive win on his show here tonight. And he's got a pretty damn good partner to do it with. JP about to make her way to the ring in a couple of seconds here. One half of the Heartbreak Chicks. Unfortunately, I do believe, let me just pull this up. Unfortunately, JP is also looking to get back into the winners column tonight, as she, as her last match. No, actually, JP, sorry, I was a little bit confused. JP, of course, with a big victory on this most recent Fight Night. She beat former women's champion Shan in singles competition. So, the JP and Oscar team really have some great momentum heading into this mixed tag match. JP picking up the huge win over Shan. Oscar, of course, 1 week after the winning the YouTube championship. So these two competitive, and of course, and JP, what could be better than stepping in the ring with the women's champion, or the current women's champion, as you hope to maybe pick up a victory over her and earn yourself a championship matchup in the future. And here's now Oscar and Nick going to start this off. These two men, of course, been friends for a little while. Met each other in wrestling training a number of years ago. And now Oscar really working over this submission style. Big knees to the back, and that's really going to affect Nick here if this damage keeps up. Another springboard drop kick, and Nick, for the life of him, cannot figure out a way to get out of the gate strong against Oscar. But this was kind of the way that it was in the Aiden matchup. He started off a little slow, and then as the match built and built and built, he found his way out of it. So I'm not too concerned for Nick right now, but Oscar in control of this matchup. Whip into the other rope. Oh, nice show of athleticism into the big back heel kick right there by Oscar. And the YouTube champion firing up a little bit, and he's going to tag in JP. And in comes the women's champion in response. The women's champion really even though she lost on Fight Night recently, she still had a great showing. Was able to lock in the Coquina clutch on Chelsea a number of times. And still very confident heading into this championship matchup on Fight Night, as she is in control of JP. Big gut-wrench suplex, floats over, still in control. Another suplex, this time releasing her. And again, JP, victorious over Shan, but it's a different type of ball game when you're in there with the women's world champion. She is a different type of cat as she goes for this dragon sleep, this hanging dragon sleeper off the second rope. Let's go of JP, who falls to the middle of the ring, and now the ground and pound. And Minik, of course, showing off a little bit of her mixed martial arts, her martial arts background. Really proficient striker. Loves to get in there and brutalize her opponent with kicks, punches, knees, elbows. But it can also, as she's shown in the past, really use the submission game to her advantage. And a lot of that submission work has come from her time spent with Nick E as JP reaches for the ropes and gets the rope break. A lot of her time has come from working with Nick E in the Chicken Tendy Crew dojo. Nick E, of course, one of the top in-ring competitors here in CCW. I would go with Nick T and Nick E as the top two in-ring competitors here in CCW. For the men's division, anyway. The women's division, Nick, and so many other great women's competitors that we have. And now Oscar back in the ring, really making Nick look like a fool right now. Oscar whips him into the corner. Big overhand chop to the chest. And now Oscar going to take a little bit of time to taunt here. Oscar running into the corner. I don't know. He doesn't know what he really wants to do. I'm not sure. But Nick going to get back up and throw a jab. Blocked. A couple of quick strikes here from Oscar. And boom! Big clothesline to the back of the neck. And now Oscar going to call for something here. Handspring, went for the handspring Pele. Nick sweeps the leg. Nick dodges out of the way of the handspring Pele and then sweeps the leg. Gonna tag in Minik. JP and Minik now back in there. And again, we want to remind you that, of course, Minik this Friday night on Fight Night will defend her women's championship against Chelsea, her #1 contender. So big women's championship match coming up on Fight Night. Into the cover goes Minik. 1-2 and a kick out by JP. So Minik looking to build some momentum towards her women's championship match. And we're also hearing that Garrett will be back from injury following the brutal assault that Nick E gave him 2 weeks ago on Fight Night. He'll be back in action, looking to get a little bit of payback against Nick E. Well, it won't be Nick E. He will not be competing in a singles matchup against Nick E. Instead, he'll be going one-on-one with a man who Nick E trusts very much. It'll be Nate Dogg versus Garrett on Fight Night. So 2 big matches set for this Fight Night. Garrett making his in-ring debut and return for in CCW against Nate Dogg. And of course, Minik defending the women's championship against Chelsea. Tune in Friday night to the live stream to see all this action and more. As the men get back in there, JP throws a big super kick, and now 7-star lariat. Oscar goes down into the cover. 1, 2. I want to kick out 7-star lariat. A little ode to a little ode to Kazuchika Okada by Nick E. You can really tell the love and appreciation as Nick hits the women's right. It's over. 1, 2, 3. Nick and Nick have won the match. Nick has seized a little bit of momentum heading into Friday night's title defense. What a matchup. These two showing off the best friend chemistry and picking up a win here tonight. Nick and Nick. What a tag team. And what a matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that's it for Dark Side, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you've enjoyed this card. I hope that you've enjoyed, and I hope that you will join us on our live stream this Friday when we bring to you CCW Fight Night. We're back to our regularly scheduled live stream schedule. So live stream this Friday, CCW Fight Night. I hope to see you guys there. Until next time, have a great day, ladies and gentlemen, and as always, peace.